All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to invite our presenter on the stage. Our corporate presentation is on the subject of strategic insights on stevia and clean label sugar reduction. I would like to request Mr. Mitul Shah, co-founder of Steviatech, to please present your presentation. Can we have a huge round of applause for our presenter, Mr. Mitul Shah?
This slide extension over here. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for this opportunity for me to communicate with everybody. I'll try and share my experience with stevia and clean label sugar reduction. A brief about our company. We are India's first fully integrated stevia ecosystem from extraction, purification to bioconversion. And we deploy a patented technology now. We've cracked the code of stevia aftertaste with a patented technology. That's the background picture of our facilities. And we're also trying to work a backward integration and setting up a complete contractual farming program in India. So that's our business model. From developing seedlings to contractual farming to processing and bioconversion and to fully finished goods. Basically used as sweetening in stevia, healthier sweetening. We primarily partner with food, beverages, and nutraceutical companies to reduce and replace sugar and synthetic sweeteners to make their products clean label. It's audible? Okay. That's that's what we do. So this is what the history has been our company. It's a long history for our company. We formed the company in 2017. We failed several times. And we learned that we couldn't do stevia. So we travel everywhere in the world to see the projects over there, how stevia is made. And we became a member of World Stevia Organization. And once we were about to set up the project over here, we learned that stevia is very good on paper. And it's clean label and everything. It's anti-inflammatory. But whenever we talk about stevia, there is a tag along with it. And the tag is aftertaste. So the first thing we realized, we are going to do the same. We are going to do a very big investment over here. And if we are going to do the same thing that the whole world is doing, how are we going to justify the investment? Through the fraternity network, we actually found somebody who could help us in developing a different process. And from lab to patent, it almost took us 6-7 years to develop the technology. And once we were commercially sure about the technology, we started building the project in 23. And we commercialized the project in 24 and 25. And today, we are the only Indian company who is exporting stevia, probably the only Indian company who is commercially producing stevia. We started exporting to Vietnam, Thailand, Egypt, GCC countries. And I think it's going on and on. Today, the installed capacity is 150 metric tons of stevia glycoside. Stevia glycoside 300 times, so I mean it's about 45,000 tons of equal sugar. And that's the capacity, just for us to imagine. And we have an infrastructure of 350 metric tons on the same site. So that's where we are, brief about us. Sorry. So I'll try to share a stevia scenario. That's what I wanted to do. So many people ask questions about stevia. I'll try to share some insights that I have. So today's world's production is around 70,000 metric tons of stevia glycoside. That's the stevia extract that we make. Which is 300 times sweeter. And 85% of that supply chain is governed by China. If you see the top 5 countries, it's United States, Japan, China, France, and Germany. United States itself consumes around 13,000 tons of stevia glycoside. And look at it where we are. India is just 850 tons. That's the scope and that's the potential with healthier sweetening. The right graph is the per capita consumption of stevia. Japan being the most heavy per capita consumption of stevia, 65 grams per person. And India, we are just 0.59 grams. Japan has almost replaced 40% of sugar into stevia consumption in the last 30 years. That's the kind of trend. I think Korea has done 30%, Europe and US all are following the same trend. So just to give you a glimpse of stevia agriculture, this is how the crop looks. It's a perennial shrub crop. The technical name is Stevia ribaudinia Bertoni. The crop grows for 4 to 5 years. Once you sow it, it stays for 4 to 5 years, maybe 6 years if you manage it well. Harvest 2 to 3 times a month, so you can take harvest about 4 or 5 harvests per year. So it's like a cash crop. चाय की तरह है, चाय में लेकिन पत्ती बोलते हैं, यहाँ तो पूरा प्लांट काट देना है, and keep on fruiting every time. And the crop stays for 5 years. And it's a very, very hardy crop, grows easily from 10 to 42 degrees Celsius, doesn't die even in 45 degrees Celsius, it'll come back to survive. The leaf itself is 30 to 40 times sweet. And when we extract the stevia glycoside, it's about 300 to 350 times sweeter. The average farm yields is around 2 tons of dry leaves in India, but we have seen much higher yields in the world. I think we have seen even 3 and 4 tons. So that's the potential of yield. And the earning potential for our grower is around, at 2 tons, it's around 2.5 lakhs per acre, the gross revenues. So it's also a cash crop, good for economy, good for farmers. That's what I think. So this is a stevia plant, a stevia seedling, stevia root, leaf, and the dry leaf. And that's what we use for extraction and purification. It's generally naturally dried. So this is an interesting slide, I think probably for all of us. We were trying to compare how the sweetness comes from Mother Earth. And these are rough estimates of figure we could figure out. So to make 1 kilo of sugar, we consume around 1800 liters of water. And to make 1 kilo of equivalent sweetness from stevia, we only consume 75 liters of water. So stevia, the water footprint is around 7 to 8% of sugar. So it's extremely environmental friendly. And the same is with the carbon footprint. It's about 8%. So I think it also makes a lot of economic sense, and it's one of the fastest growing crops in many countries today. So I've tried to compare some popular sweeteners over here, which we have been using and talking around. Not all of them. The red ones are the artificial synthetic sweeteners, and the right ones are natural sweeteners. The most popular, of course, you know, sucralose, aspartame, asulfame. Sucralose is 600 times sweeter, made by triple chlorination of sugar. Aspartame and asulfame is also same synthetic. Stevia, as you know, is made from stevia leaf. Stevia glycoside is the basic molecule, which is 200 to 300 times sweeter. Extracted from stevia leaves, clean label, and again monk fruit. So I'll try to do some more, I'll try to give more insights of stevia glycosides and monk fruit. Both are natural. Monk fruit is a tree. Stevia is a cash crop. Sweetness, when you extract, goes to 350 times sweeter. Monk fruit goes to 200 times sweeter. Both are 0 calories. The primary difference between both of them, stevia, since it's a very robust crop, it's widely grown almost all part of the world. And in our understanding, my understanding, monk fruit only grows in a part of China today. I have heard about people trying it over in some parts of India, some parts of different parts of the world. But either the fruit will not set, or if the plant sets, you will not get the sweetness of the fruit. So the question of this as a sustainable chain is still a question. Of course, both are FDA GRAS approved. I'm not sure about FSSAI approval of monk fruit. In my understanding, it's a gray area. The average price of stevia, depending on the variant and the kind of purity, it's 8,000 to 18,000 rupees a kilo, which is 350 times sweeter. And here it's 40,000 rupees, which is 200 times sweeter. That's the basic understanding of two natural sweeteners which are popular running in the market. Of course, stevia had the aftertaste issue, but I think that is solved with many new technologies coming in. So whenever we talk about stevia, I said we talk about aftertaste. But I think that's a myth anymore. Aftertaste is about what comes with stevia. When stevia glycoside was introduced initially, there were about 9 molecules of stevia. Then it came to 11 molecules, then 13, 16. And then we have 40 stevia glycosides molecules inside stevia. Rep A, B, C, D, E, F, M, N, O. Steviol biocide, stevioside, you have ribososide, you have dulcoside. These are the 13 major of them. So which glycosides brings aftertaste along with the steviol glycosides, and what are the natural organic impurities coming inside with the leaf? That is also important. You need to have a knowledge of those and eliminate those from the steviol glycosides, and we can have very, very clean tasting stevia. By the way, we have some samples placed on the table. Gummies, they are made of stevia. They are not, no artificial sweeteners, no sugar. You can test those. I think the red one is vitamin B12, the nutraceutical gummies, and the orange one is just, I think, pineapple. So the aftertaste issue was developed because of the old legacy processes that were running all these years round. But science has completely changed, and we can have stevia which is very, very, very clean in taste. The right quality of stevia and right formulation gives you a clean, clean taste. We also have some beverage samples out there, over there on the table. So what we should know about it? Stevia is not inherently bitter. It is not inherently bitter. Bitterness is about stevia quality, and if you have good stevia quality, it has to be good formulation also. You can't overdose it. You have to balance all stevia glycosides. It's all about that. So you have to understand stevia very well. And modern stevia delivers clean taste, widely used across all applications almost. So I would blame the recipe and not the leaf of stevia, which probably everybody does it. And you see credibility. All these brands around the world, they use all of them stevia, right from Hindustan Lever to Tata's to Nestle and Go Zero. Go Zero is an interesting example. They are all using stevia to get credibility. This would be an interesting slide for us to know, since part of it is there over here right now. So in my understanding, FSSAI has classified stevia as INS 960, but JECFA has further classified stevia into 4 more categories, 960 A, B, C, and D. We have not yet reached there. Some countries have already started doing that. Primarily, these classification is from the source of raw material and the way they are processed. So let's say 960 is plain stevia leaf and extracted, which is stevia glycoside. That's what we call 960A. 960C, the same stevia glycoside, further bioprocessed, but the source has to be stevia leaf. That's called 960C. And maybe some people do further modification or glycosylation, and that's called 960D. There are companies who are doing 960B with the fermentation technology, but here the source of raw material is not known. Some companies probably use sugar or starch or glucose, so we don't know about that source. And that's called 950B. Many countries still don't allow 960B in many of as a regulatory. So this is for us to see where the future is going for our insight. So I'll share some experiences with sugar reduction. I would not call it sugar reduction. I would call it healthier sweetening. So when it comes to healthier sweetening and reducing sugar, first is taste. Of course, what label claims you want to make, because that's the marketing tool. Compliances that you want to do, and clean label. Most of the people are doing for clean label because that's the trend. So why formulations fail? And as I said, it looks great on paper, but how to achieve it? Because many people have actually keep struggling on doing that thing together. So I think when it comes to reformulation, I think we have to be very, very specific. I'm just sharing my experiences, what we have learned with companies we are working with. You have to be very, very specific with your goals in mind. Who's the target market? What are the claims that you want to make? The trends that are growing right now with some of the claims are no added sugar, low GI, diabetic friendly, no artificial sweeteners, clean label, and all natural ingredients. These are the trends being going around in the market. So the challenges when we actually start doing this, of course, first is sensory. I mean, I've heard several times that we don't want to compromise on the taste, and we should not, because that's how we are used to it. Uh, the second is the shelf life. Many projects have failed because of the shelf life also. And of course, what claims we want to focus on. And again, as I said, you have to be very, very specific when we actually come for sugar reduction or healthier sweetening. What are the goals we want to achieve? Only then we are able to hit the target. So three reasons in my experience we have identified sugar reduction fails. People treat stevia as a simple swap for sugar. Sugar does many things apart from sweetness. Sugar does sweetness, bulk, mouthfeel, browning, and preservation. 5 to 6 parameters for qualities sugar has. So you can't treat stevia as a replacement of sugar. You have to have a stack of sweetener system, other ingredients, other excipients that can couple around with that depending on the application. It's beverage or a nutraceutical or a protein brand. Depending on the application, you have to stack that sugar system. Understand the back end off notes of the excipients that you are mixing. And of course, bitterness, lingering, and the last is also important, cost in use. Are you meeting your targets of cost in use? I've seen people have taken sugar reduction as a procurement-led approach, but I think that has failed. Sugar reduction and healthier sweetening has to be taken as R&D collaboration with the ingredient supplier, whoever it could be. And you have to work right from day one with the ingredient supplier, how we're going to develop that formulation of sugar reduction. And those companies, in my understanding and my experience, have actually succeeded. So it should be in sequence. First, sensory. You get the taste first, and then, of course, check regulatory, and then the cost in use comes. That should be the sequence of sugar reduction. And of course, transparency on the label should add value and not a hidden constraint. If you're able to make it a value creation of that label, that adds value. So, so sugar reduction, I think it's not a project, it's a category transition. It's probably sometimes a category creation. I've seen an ice cream brand who have created just ice creams of stevia, and they put in 0. And in such a competitive market of ice creams, the brand has gone from 0 to 100 crores in just 4 years. And they only have no added sugar ice creams, only single category ice creams. So they have created a brand and fastest growing brand in ice cream. So that's what a magic can do if you actually be very specific with what you want to do. So brands are building into their strategy. Sugar reduction has to be a healthier sweetening culture and not just a SKU replacement or just a reformulation project. If you have that approach, then I think we can definitely do it. Japan has done it, as I said, 40% of sugar replacement. And they are still successfully doing with so many things. They have innovated to a next level. So in my understanding, sugar reduction is not about taking something away. It's about rebuilding a product that whatever is in there is gone out and the consumer doesn't know about it. He still has the healthy stuff and he doesn't know the sugar has gone out. That's the approach we should be taking with healthier sweetening. That's all for now. Thank you. Any questions? Any questions? I was fast. Anybody? Thank you so much. They're all stevia. I don't know. I just keep on doing what we were supposed to do.
I mean, I understand, but you told about...
So it's all imported products.
It is?
It's all imported products.
Products.
I think, as I said, 85% of supply chain is in China. And
So India is importing from China?
the entire manufacturing is in India. We are building a back-end supply chain for growing. We have worked on agriculture to get those varieties in place. We have developed a tissue culture protocol to how to multiply those varieties, identified those varieties, and now we are building nurseries. We have started with some contractual farming program with FPOs, farmer producer organizations, some in UP, some in Bihar, and we are trying to build on that. But it's a slow process.
So Indian market is around 1,000 crores.
Sorry?
1,000 tons, sorry.
Sorry?
Indian market is around 1,000 tons. The Indian consumption.
I mean, you can check your data. This is my understanding. But I think it is growing, the way we interact with brands, the data will say it's growing at 14, 15%, but I understand it's a blue ocean right now for
Is
India.
Tate and Lyle in the same business?
There are many companies. There are many companies. But we are only with sweetening. We are only with sweetening. Tate and Lyle could be a lot of things together.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Please.
So, is there any regulatory concerns by using the stevia in the bakery products? In bakery category.
So the bakery is still a gray area. We have to check with the FSI. Bakery and chocolates, of course, chocolates they have not they have denied. But bakery is a gray area in my understanding. Okay. But there are many bakeries, they do it at a different scale. Okay. But if you're talking about a big scale, I don't know. Yeah. It's still a regulatory question mark. But the rest of the categories, I think almost everything, everybody's.
There is a gray area.
Yeah, yeah.
Why there's a gray area? Is there any?
I don't know. You have to ask FSI people. We have already approached.
The question is simple. I mean, it is allowed in beverages, not allowed in bakery. Are there any?
So it's allowed worldwide. It's allowed everywhere. It's even allowed in chocolates. Okay. And Nestle has chocolates with stevia. There's so many brands in Europe with stevia, and of course, bakery is allowed.
There's no any consumer safety concern in this.
I don't know. I mean, there was a discussion that when you heat stevia, that could be a problem. But stevia is stable till 200 degrees Celsius. Vis-a-vis, if you see sucralose, it can break to 120 degrees Celsius. Today, sucralose is allowed and stevia is not allowed. So probably we are new to understanding stevia.
Question is consumer safety or the process product safety? I mean, the question is there any kind of a byproduct which is not safe to consume? First question. Second question is, I mean, in the product it may deteriorate, taste, sensory maybe. I mean, what is the reason? You have any idea about it?
I couldn't get your question.
My question is, if it is overheated, or I mean, if it's heated, is there, I mean, producing any kind of a substance which is not safe to consume, or it's not good for the product?
So with stevia, it's stable till 200 degrees Celsius. So we have no issues till that. Okay. It's published data worldwide, everywhere. Okay. I don't know the reason why it's not allowed. We have tried bakery products at home scale. There's no issue at all. But we have taken up with some people to FSI, and I think we need to learn how things are moving and try and, open it for bakery at least.
And FDA has approved all form of...
Yes, I think FDA has almost everything approved.
One more question. What about the heat stability of stevia?
So that's exactly what I talked. It's stable till 200 degrees Celsius.
So what I'm saying, it's not applicable for bakery products.
Sorry?
For gummies, suppose if I'm cooking at 130, 140 degree temperature.
So you have the gummies right over there. They have shelf life check. They're in the market with a brand.
So that means it's stable at 150.
Yeah, that's in my knowledge.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, sir, for your presentation. May I now request Dr. Neerja Hajela, requesting you, sir, to please stay back on the stage. Dr. Neerja Hajela, Chief Scientific Officer from Yakult Danwan, India. Let's have a big round of applause for her. And let's have a huge round of applause for our presenter, Mr. Mitul Shah, co-founder, Steviatech. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your insights with us. And thank you so much, ma'am, for doing the honors.